In today's video, we're going to talk about 5 habits that helped me make $400,000 in income last year. If you're new to the channel, what's up? My name is Jeremy Mateo. I'm a real estate investor here in Hawaii, and I make videos about real estate and making money. I hope that by watching my videos, you'll be able to learn how to make money and how to invest in real estate. And if you want to help me reach more people, all I ask is that you please smash the like button and subscribe to my channel. And while you're at it, go ahead and follow me on all my other social media platforms as well. All right, thanks. So last year in 2021, this was the year that I turned 27 years old, and it was also the year that I made the most amount of income ever in my life. Looking back at it now, it's kind of funny because I realized that even though this was the year that I made the most amount of income, it was also the year that I'd done the least amount of work. I honestly only work like 5 to 10 hours a week. I truly believe that the main reason why I was able to do this was because I jumped in another vehicle. I'm not talking about like jumping in a car or anything like that. I'm talking about I took my work ethic and I put it in a different opportunity. In my case, it was flipping houses. One day I heard one of my favorite YouTubers, Alex Hormozi, I heard him say in one of his videos, it doesn't matter how hard you row the boat, what matters is what boat you are in. And when I heard that, I was like, wow, you know, it kind of reminds me of how I made my transition from being a real estate agent into being an investor. And once I started making that transition, I wouldn't say things got easier, but I would say that, you know, things got clearer. Like my goals were more defined and the path on how I was going to get to those goals were even more defined. And now looking back, I think, okay, what were the things that helped me accomplish what I did in 2021? And that's what today's video is about. All right, so first habit was having a disciplined routine. The number one thing I do every single morning after I wake up is I take a fat shot of pre-workout and I go to the gym. Believe it or not, this is my most favorite part of the day. I wake up at 6 a.m. and get to the gym at 6:30, do my workout till 7:30, and then after that, I walk on the treadmill for about 30 minutes while listening to an Audible book. I do this every single day, Monday to Friday, no exceptions. After that, I go home, take a shower, I start checking emails, then I start looking for more deals, and after that, I start making content or scripting content or thinking of new ideas for content. At 12, I have my lunch, and then after lunch, I kind of just wing it from there. But when I say winging it, I'm not saying like playing video games or just screwing around. This could be like me driving to go see the progress on a flip, and while I'm there, you know, making content for that, or maybe I'm running some errands, or I have to go to a meeting or a lunch while I'm networking with someone, you know, anything like that. Having this strict routine and sticking to it with no exceptions has helped me to stay disciplined and set my boundaries. When I'm working out, I'm not taking calls, I don't answer texts, I don't answer emails. I'm just focusing on my workout and doing whatever I'm doing that day. When I'm on the treadmill, I'm just focusing on the book that I'm listening to on Audible. By being disciplined in my morning routine and my other routines, I'm able to take that discipline and apply it to other parts of my life, such as business, my content creating, everything. In other words, I have learned to make this a non-negotiable, meaning that I have to do this. I cannot do anything else but this. Because of that, I have the mindset stuck in me, and it really helps me to channel all my focus into what's really important. And on top of that, I've grown to have such a big interest or thirst for new knowledge. So I'm always trying to read or listen to more things on Audible. Last year in 2021, I've read about like over 25 books, and I've learned so much about business, about money, motivation, and it really helps me grow as an individual. All right, second habit is learning to delegate. This was such a crucial part in me being able to do what I did last year. For those that don't know, I started my real estate career as a real estate agent in 2014. Then in 2020, I brought on a team of 2 new agents. They're basically my best friends from like high school and college. And you know, you've seen them on my channel a couple times. Shout out to my boys, Vince and Jay. But I created a team, brought them on, took them under my wing, and I showed them the ropes so that they can learn and get their career, give their career a jump start. But while doing that, they're also helping me with all of my real estate business as an agent. If we backtrack to 2020, it was the most amount of houses that I sold in my life, which was 24, but I was also burnt out because of all the stuff I was doing. And because of that, I shifted my mindset, and that's kind of what sparked my interest into real estate investing. By doing that, I can help them learn the business and make some money. Because for those that don't know, you only make money as a real estate agent when you sell a house. So usually when you're starting your career as an agent, you're kind of broke and starving. Honestly speaking though, in the beginning of creating this team, it was extremely hard for me to delegate because it was hard for me to trust them because they were so new. But I knew that if I wanted to level up in my own aspirations, I needed to learn how to trust them. And yes, in the beginning was hard because they made a lot of mistakes, but I knew they were gonna make a lot of mistakes. How? Because I made a lot of mistakes when I started as an agent. It's funny because I told myself, okay, I can only fully trust them if they get better and make less mistakes. But the only way they're going to get better and make less mistakes is through repetition. So the only way they're gonna get more reps in is if I give them more opportunities. So with each client that I had given them, I started to give them more and more responsibilities slowly as they progressed. Then I think by mid-2021, I told myself, okay guys, I'm gonna fully trust you. I'm just gonna fully hand off all these clients for you guys to take care of. Once I learned how to fully trust them and fully delegate to them, that freed up so much more time for me to focus on more important things. And as time went on, with more transactions, more opportunities, they got better as real estate agents. And at the end of the day, I'm eating, I'm happy, my team is happy, my team is eating, and we're all eating and we're all happy. And honestly, that's what really matters to me most. All right, third habit is creating systems and processes. This is kind of a combination of 1 and 2, but I wanted to make this its own thing because I feel like anyone can have a team or anyone can have like a morning routine or whatever, but having a system, like a concrete system and process, once you can make that like solid and concrete, you basically create your business and put it on autopilot. And that is where the real leveling up begins. For me, I needed to create a system and process when it came to having my team. I needed to figure out, okay, what am I responsible for and what can I give my team to be responsible for? When it came to creating content, what am I doing? How is the process defined? If I'm really taking my business seriously and making my content making seriously, I need to create a system and process. So what I did for my team was that whenever I got a lead or a client that came in from YouTube or Instagram or someone that texted me, I would take this person, whether it's virtually or in person or through text, I would introduce them, I would do my whole intro as a realtor, and then from there, I would introduce Vince or Jay. I'd bring them in and introduce them to the client. From there, I say, hey, this is Vince, this is Jay. They're going to help us with your home search. They're going to help us selling your home. From there, I was able to step back and still oversee everything, make sure everything is going smoothly. But from there, I was able to give opportunity to Vince or Jay to step up and take responsibility. When it came to content, I should have said this in the previous point, but I finally delegated my YouTube editing and I subscribed to a editing service called Video Husky. So now they edit all the videos that I'm posting on YouTube. When I first started YouTube, I was just winging everything. I would think of an idea and then just shoot it or edit it right there. I had no defined system, no defined process. And now what I do is I devote all of Monday as my content days. Basically, Mondays are meant for me to film or script or think of new ideas for YouTube or Instagram or TikTok. And once everything is filmed, I just send it off to Video Husky and now they do all the editing. Before, the video process used to take me like 2 to 3 days. Now I just take like 2 to 3 hours of work and then I film everything and just delegate the rest after. Once I created the system and process, it helped me free up so much more time. I was more organized and I was pumping out way more content. All right, fourth habit is mastering my sleep schedule. Ask any of my close friends, I'll prioritize the hell out of my sleep. To me, sleep is such a priority and I take my sleep very seriously. For the first part of last year, my morning routine would be me waking up at 6:30 instead of 6, which is what I do now. I'd wake up at 6:30 and then my whole workout with the Audible would be done at 8:30. But for some reason, I just kept feeling like I didn't have enough time, or maybe like I just needed a little more time in the day to get things done. So I figured, okay, if I need more time, why don't I just wake up an extra 30 minutes earlier? But then I figured, okay, if I wake up earlier, that would cut off sleep by 30 minutes and I would need more sleep. So I thought, okay, if I need more sleep, then just sleep earlier. It's honestly a very simple and small concept, but I feel like so many people don't get it. For me, I need sleep. I need at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep. I don't know how people can like function on like 3 to 4 or 5 hours of sleep. Maybe I sound like a diva, but for me, if I don't get 7 to 8 hours of sleep and I wake up, I feel shitty, and then I have a shitty workout, or maybe I sleep in and then after that I'm just lazy, and if I feel lazy, then like my whole day I just feel lazy, and then I have a headache and I just can't function. And then I can't function to like the best of my abilities. I cannot be my 100% in whatever I'm doing that day. For me, having enough sleep will make me feel good. And if I feel good, then I'll perform good. And if I perform good, hopefully that translates into my income also being good. So anyway, yes, after a while, I started sleeping at 10 p.m., waking up at 6, well technically 5:55, because I want that extra 5 minutes to like give myself a little pep talk to get out of bed. But anyway, go to the gym at 6:30, go on about my day, and I'd always end up sleeping at 10 p.m. Sometimes if I drank a coffee or a Red Bull that day, maybe at like 1 p.m. or past that, I would not be able to sleep. For some reason, my body is very sensitive to caffeine. And if I have one drink, like a coffee or an energy drink, after 1 p.m., I will not be able to sleep that night. So because of that, I started taking my sleep very seriously, and I didn't want to take chances. So every night at 9 p.m., I would take about 5 to 8 milligrams of melatonin. Taking melatonin was such a game changer because I could fall asleep faster, and when I fall asleep, I would fall asleep deeper. Like I'm in deep sleep, and like when I wake up, I feel like a newborn baby. Yes, so taking my sleep very seriously, taking melatonin, sleeping at 10 p.m., waking up at 6, big game changer for me. And now finally, the last habit, number 5, is learning to say no. I really hope that this point and what I'm gonna say doesn't make me look like a douchebag. Probably will, but if I do, I'm sorry, that's not my intention. But last year, when I started flipping houses, I started seeing a lot of big income. Of course, I'm going to broadcast that on social media. I'm not doing it to brag, but social media is how I run my business. It's how I get my business. It's how I generate my business, By doing all of that on social media and posting that, it was catching a lot of attention. And of course, by catching a lot of people's attention, a lot of people who are curious and want to learn started DMing me. Then after a while, it started getting to maybe about 10 to 20 DMs every single day asking me to go to lunch or coffee so they could pick my brain. And honestly, I freaking hate that phrase now. I'm not exaggerating when I say this, but I've probably heard this phrase over 1,000 times, and I'm honestly just so sick of that phrase. I'm just so sick of people asking that. Back in 2019 to 2020, I was always down for this because I had the time. But now I just do not have the time for that. At scale, I just cannot have lunch and coffee with everyone who asks to pick my brain. Now I'm taking YouTube seriously, and all I do is stay home and shoot content or think of new ways to create content. I have to say, if you're watching this and you've asked me in the past to get lunch or coffee and you wanted to pick my brain and I said no, please don't get offended. I don't hate you. It's just I don't have enough time. And if I did allow everyone to pick my brain, I would not have enough time for myself or my business or YouTube or life at all. But because of this influx of people just DMing me and asking this and asking that, it forced me to be strict with myself and be strict with my boundaries. I was able to start being comfortable with telling people, no, I do not want to spend an hour or 2 hours at lunch teaching you everything I know about real estate and investing for free. I mean, if I'm being real here, time is money and I don't have all the time in the world. I would love to, but I just physically can't. I think what really annoyed me was that back when I was open to this, I always ended up pouring my heart out and telling everything about the business from A to Z and giving them my everything in terms of advice. But when I did that, most of the time I noticed that people just never took any action. So I just wasted all of my time and mental effort for nothing. And that pissed me off like no other. There's nothing that pisses me off more than someone that's just wasting my time. And I think as I get older and I get more deep into this business and just like the business world, the more I value my time. Actually, I prioritize my sleep, as I said earlier, but first the sleep and then my time. So real quick, some advice for anyone watching. If you want someone to take the time to meet with you and you want to pick their brain, first of all, do not say that phrase. They probably get that phrase asked a bajillion times. I know this because I've gotten asked a bajillion times. First, try to connect with them on social media. If you can do that, awesome. Because then you're able to build a connection, a friendship from there. Someone totally random asking to meet isn't as effective if someone I know is asking to meet. It's a less intrusive way. Another way is to figure out what problems they have in their life. It doesn't really have to be personal, but more so business. Then find a way to fix their problems. Find a way to bring value to their lives. If you can bring value to them, then hands down, I'm pretty sure they'll be down to meet with you and help you. For me, my problem right now is finding more deals and finding private money lenders. If you can find me a deal, or if you can find me a private lender or someone who knows a private lender, or you're a private lender, then that is bringing me value to my life and my business. And for that, I'd love to take you out to a lunch and you can pick my brain all you want. In fact, for me, the incentive I tell people is that if you want to learn about real estate investing, find me a deal. And if you find me a deal that's really good, we can partner up, we can buy it. I'm gonna teach you how to do it the whole time. And from there, you could pick my brain for like 4 to 6 months. But anyway, yes, once I learned to be comfortable with telling people no, when I got comfortable with setting my boundaries and reinforcing them, again, I freed up so much more time for myself to focus on more important things. So there you guys have it. That was 5 habits that helped me make the most amount of income that I ever did in my life last year. And if you notice at the end of each of these points that I mentioned, I always said, by doing this, it freed up so much more time. And that's my whole main point here is time. Time is the most valuable thing. The way you allocate your time is extremely important. By optimizing your time and only doing things that bring you the most results in the most efficient way, by doing that will allow you to scale and make way more money with less work. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you learned at least one thing by watching this entire video, and I hope that it inspires you or motivates you, in some way. So thank you guys again for watching. I'll see you next time.